Hey, how's it going? It's Sam Frost here, and in today's video I am going to be sharing with you 10 effective free tools that your business can use to grow online through better marketing. Now, unless you've been living under a rock for the last few weeks or months now even, the world is in a state of panic over coronavirus. It's threatening, lives around the world. It's claimed lives. It's caused a lot of suffering and misery. It's having huge economic impacts as well. And basically, economies all around the world, governments all around the world are warning that we're sort of staring down the barrel of a recessionary environment. Certainly, that seems to be the consensus view. So what I'm looking to do with my training for the foreseeable future on this channel and other platforms I put content out on is basically to focus on how your business can do cost-effective marketing. So, in a recessionary environment, marketing is one of the first things that generally gets hit. Businesses can cut costs in marketing more effectively and easily than they can cut costs in other areas, such as staffing. You might not be able to get rid of staff so easily because you need them to serve the customer base you've still got. You need to purchase stock because if you have no stock, you can't trade. You've got to pay for your rent, your commercial office or retail space or whatever it is. But marketing is often seen as one of the first ports of call to cut. Now, I'm obviously completely biased in thinking that cutting marketing is a bad idea, but I also understand very much that in a tough time, in a challenging environment, sacrifices and reductions have to be made. So what I want to do instead is try to put a bit of a positive spin on things with businesses and say, right, if you're a small or medium business, how do you still do marketing but do it in a cost-effective manner? So by cost-effective, I mean either low or no cost or very high return. So maybe you spend a bit of money, but you actually see a really big return on it. So that's where my focus is going to be. And the first video in this series is looking at totally free tools you can use to grow your business, or tools that are free that may have a premium add-on you want to pay for but are still very usable on that free platform. So yeah, keep your eye out for more videos coming on this channel. I'm going to be really just focusing very intently on that cost-effective marketing, because my view is that if you are a small, medium business owner, you're going to see some slowdown. But if you do marketing in the right way, if you do it cost effectively, you could still actually wind up coming out ahead when things pick back up, or at the very least, you're actually going to minimize, I guess basically reduce the impact of this recessionary environment. Maybe success in this environment isn't growing, it's just maintaining size, or maybe success is even just stemming the tide. It may be that your business is going to shrink, but if you can reduce the rate at which you shrink, keep more staff on, keep the door open longer, well, that counts as winning as well. So winning isn't always double-digit growth. Winning can sometimes be just stemming the tide in the face of challenging circumstances. So anyway, enough of the preamble. Let's get stuck in and start taking a look at 10 free tools your business can use to grow through better digital marketing. The first free digital marketing tool in my list for you today is Answer the Public. Now, I've spoken a lot in the past on this channel about the value and benefits that can come from question and answer marketing. So what you're going to be doing with this process basically is finding all of the questions that people are asking in your industry and your niche, and then you're actually going to go about answering those using blog posts, potentially videos on YouTube like I'm doing here. You can answer them on social media, all sorts of things like that. But basically what you're trying to do is capture people as they are looking for answers to questions that you happen to solve with your business and your product or service. And you're going to get traffic that way, you're going to get inbound inquiry, and you're going to be able to grow. And if you're interested in learning about this method, I really recommend you also take the time to look at a book called They Ask You Answer by Marcus Sheridan, which outlines this whole process really nicely. I'll leave a link in the video description. But basically, Answer the Public is a tool that helps you find the kinds of questions people are asking. So you can jump on Answer the Public and you can put in your seed keywords. So let's say that you have a business that's all about dog training, or you could type dog training into Answer the Public, hit search, find, wait for the tool to load up, and then you'll be able to find basically searches or questions that people are asking on Google and other platforms that relating to dog training, and you can see them all nicely visualized and then you can go through and actually start saying, right, which ones of these do I want to answer on my blog, on my YouTube channel, and my email newsletters, or preferably, across all the different channels at your disposal. Now, Answer the Public used to be totally free, and then they moved to a limited search. I think you might get 3 or 5 searches a day. I can't quite remember off the top of my head. But basically, for most businesses, you're not going to have to be searching all the time. You might do, one search a week to come up with that week's content ideas. So the free limitations are not a big problem here. You can also pay to upgrade to Answer the Public Pro, but for most small medium business owners or marketing teams, the free version of Answer the Public will be sufficient, and it really is a very good tool, so make sure you give Answer the Public a try. I use it daily. It's just so great for being able to jump on. You've got an idea in your head that you want to talk about. You can then flesh that idea out into real questions that people are searching on Google, YouTube, and other platforms. So go give Answer the Public a try now. Type in your seed keywords and you'll be able to find some great content ideas. The next free digital marketing tool I want to recommend is Canva. Canva has actually been one of Australia's most successful startups, I believe. It's a really innovative online platform for doing graphic design. So you don't need Photoshop, you don't need a particularly powerful computer, you don't need a lot of skills if you want to create anything from, say, YouTube video thumbnails through to branded documents, through to social media posts, even things like infographics. You can do it with Canva. Now, there's a pro version of Canva available that basically gives you more templates, better included stock images, all those kinds of things. But for most businesses, the free version of Canva will do a really good job. So if you're looking to do a better job when it comes to graphic design for your business, you want to improve the professionalism of your social media posts, for example, or you want to have nicely branded images that you put in your blog posts, well, give Canva a try. It's easy to use. You can use it off multiple devices, and all your work's saved in the cloud as well, which makes it really easy to work with. Definitely give Canva a try, and you may also find that the pro version of Canva is very affordable. It's so easy to use that you could also find that it could even replace premium graphic design tools such as Photoshop for your business, depending on exactly what it is you do. So my second recommendation is to go check out Canva and start doing great design for your business. The third free digital marketing tool that I want to recommend to you in today's video is Screencastify. Now, Screencastify basically allows you to record screen capture videos easily within your browser. Now, depending on what your business does, this may or may not be so relevant, but video is one of the most powerful marketing mediums available to us today. YouTube is the world's second biggest search engine. YouTube videos rank well in Google search. So if your business has any need for doing screen capture style video, so for example, you've got little bits of your software product you want to talk people through, or you've got a little presentation you want to run people through that you've done in, say, Google Slides or something like that. Well, what you can do is record that with Screencastify and basically easily produce a good video recording of your screen. You can narrate over the top with audio, and it's just really easy to work with. Now, Screencastify is free to install and use. The biggest limitation with the free version, in my opinion, is that you can only record up to 5 minutes of video at once before you have to do another video. And there is a pro version available. It's actually very competitively priced. I use it. I pay for the pro version, but remember, we're focusing here on free. But for most people's purposes and requirements, the free platform will be enough. Now, if you need a more in-depth screen capture tool and you don't want to spend any money, another option that you might want to look at as a side note is OBS Studio, which I find a little bit more challenging to work with. And what I like about Screencastify is it's so fast to get started with. But OBS is another good option as well if you're happy to learn the ropes with it. And that is actually open source. It's totally free to work with, so you can do lots of screen capture there as well. The next free digital marketing tool that I recommend that you have is Google Analytics. So Google Analytics has been around for a long time. You've heard me talk about it before. It's a free platform for tracking and analyzing what happens on your site. Now, I still find a lot of small and medium businesses don't actually have Google Analytics installed on their site. For example, you might be relying on the inbuilt Shopify stats tracking or Wix or Weebly or something like that. Those are nowhere near as good as Google Analytics. It really is the gold standard product in the industry. With Google Analytics, you're going to be able to analyze what channels people come from. So they're coming from social media or organic search or paid ads or anything like that. You're going to be able to understand where they come from geographically, what sort of browsers, devices are being used, the types of content they're looking at, the flow through the site. You can do conversion tracking, which ties back into justifying your marketing spend, which is so important in a tight economic environment. So make sure that you have Google Analytics installed on your site and make sure you spend some time learning how to use it. And I'll be doing more videos on Google Analytics on this channel as well. The next free digital marketing tool that I recommend is Buffer. So Buffer is once again one of these platforms with a free plan that can be also paid to upgrade to a pro or premium subscription. But basically what Buffer does is allows you to connect up different social media accounts and then schedule content from one place. So if you're having trouble managing your social media presence across Facebook, Twitter, those kinds of things, well, you can actually sit there, schedule up your content on Buffer, and then it will drip out for you. Now, the free or forever free plan, as it's called, is a bit limited in terms of how many platforms you can connect and how much content you can schedule up, but it's still a great starting point and it's better than nothing, and it's easy to work with and effective. So check Buffer out. Now, one thing to bear in mind is that some people believe that if you use social media scheduling platforms, it will decrease the reach you get on platforms like Facebook, and there is some evidence to suggest that, so do be aware of it. But basically, my view is that it's better to use something like Buffer than not actually put out content on social media at all. So yeah, go give Buffer a try if you're struggling to actually maintain a good active social media presence, because that's another great way to promote your business for free online and sort of recession-proof your marketing. The next platform I recommend for free marketing is actually Google Data Studio. Now, Google Data Studio is basically a platform that allows you to visualize analytics data. You can connect all sorts of different sources, but for small, medium businesses, probably what you're going to be doing is actually taking data out of Google Analytics that you've set up hopefully now, and then you've actually wanting to understand and report on it a little bit more. Now, you can access just about anything within the normal analytics interface, but what Data Studio is so good at is allowing you to visualize things in a little bit of a nicer format. Maybe you might want to produce, just say, like a monthly executive report that comes to you, that you're able to just to check how things are tracking, or maybe you've got a board you need to report to, or other shareholders. Well, Google Data Studio helps you create visually appealing, easy to understand reports. There are a lot of great templates available online as well, so check those out. You'll find that just about anything you want to do, someone's probably made a template for it. And it's just a better way of taking that data that exists in your analytics account and presenting it in a way that hopefully you're going to spend more time looking at it, understanding the performance implications, and acting on them to grow your business. The next free digital marketing tool I recommend is not really a marketing tool in itself, but it's a content management system. It's WordPress. Now, WordPress has been around for ages. It's the backbone of the internet in some respects. And one of the reasons I think WordPress is so great is that it's free to install. You obviously have to pay for your web hosting, but it is free to install. There are a lot of great free plugins you can use, a lot of great free themes, and depending on what it is you need out of a business website, you may find that you can actually cut your costs of running a website quite substantially by moving to WordPress. A lot of the sort of self-service platforms like Weebly, Shopify, Wix, all those kinds of things are quite expensive now, especially here in New Zealand, for example, where the Kiwi dollar's just been getting massacred in the current climate. The price of your monthly subscription on something like Weebly might have shot through the roof. So if you've only got a simple content site, well, you could quite possibly pay for some, less expensive hosting relative to what you'd have to pay with Weebly, get a nice looking WordPress theme, move your site over, and save yourself, $20, $30, $40 a month, potentially even more than that. Now, obviously there are some considerations that need to be made if you're going to move your site. If you're looking to start afresh, if you haven't got a site yet for your business, I would definitely be saying now's the time to look to learn the ropes with WordPress, because those money savings are going to be so valuable in the current climate. So WordPress, not really a digital marketing tool per se, but a very powerful platform. It's really the sort of industry standard as far as SEO goes. You can do so many different things with it, and it's actually got good scalability as well. So go check out WordPress. The 8th free digital marketing tool that I recommend is another Google product. It's Google Alerts. Now, Google Alerts basically allows you to go out and set up an alert that comes to your email inbox if something gets mentioned online. Now, the reason this can be quite valuable as a free marketing tool is because by setting up alerts for things that are relevant in your niche, like new blog posts, news articles, anything like that, you've got the ability to do a couple of things. One is you can potentially be alerted to, say, a blog post that comes up that has open comments, and then you can go and actually leave a comment on that blog post, obviously an insightful and helpful one, and potentially link that back to your own business site, so get some referral traffic that way, which actually done right can be very powerful, and I'll talk more about that in a future video. And the other thing you can do as well is find out what's happening in terms of trending news and jump on those trends. And just a quick shout out to another Google product here that I guess you could say is eighth equal. It's Google Trends itself, which also allows you to go and check trend data. So what's trending? So, topically relevant at the moment, if we were to search coronavirus in Google Trends, you'll see it spiking up in terms of interest because people are searching for it more. So Google Alerts and actually combining that with Google Trends as well as a sort of add-on, they will allow you to understand what's hot out in the market at the moment. And if you can jump on that and seize on that, you've got a greater chance of, say, your content going viral on social media, which would potentially give you a huge amount of exposure for very little money. So make sure you try Google Alerts and Google Trends and set up alerts for keywords that are relevant to the products or services you're selling, so that you've got the opportunity to get inspiration for content and find opportunities to jump on very early on, so you can increase the chance of going viral with your content. The next free digital marketing tool that I want to talk about is MailChimp. Now, MailChimp sort of famous for a very long time for being really the best free email marketing platform out in the marketplace. Now, MailChimp alienated, I guess, a lot of people not too long ago by changing its pricing structure. There was a bit of a to-do with Shopify as well, I believe, in terms of integration, all sorts of things like that. MailChimp has moved more and more to trying to be this all-encompassing marketing platform rather than just an email marketing tool. But there is still a free plan available. It's not as good as it was. I'm not a huge MailChimp user myself. I actually use ActiveCampaign, but that's a paid tool. But if you're a small business just wanting to do a very limited amount of email marketing, you've got a small number of contacts, maybe you want to send out a monthly newsletter, something like that, well, I would definitely recommend you take a look at MailChimp. As I said, it's not as good as it was, but never look a gift horse in the mouth. It's still worth using if you want to get into email marketing but you don't want to spend too much money. And in the current climate, email marketing is going to be, in my opinion, one of the strongest channels that small to medium businesses can use to actually grow online, especially if people start getting quarantined at home or have to work from home. People are going to be spending more time in their email inboxes. The final free digital marketing tool I want to recommend is, once again, a bit like WordPress, not really a tool, but it's actually a platform, and it's YouTube. Now, YouTube is the second biggest search engine in the world after Google. It's one of the most visited websites in the world. YouTube videos rank really well in Google search. It's an enormous, massive platform, and people have built, massive fortunes really off the back of YouTube. But it blows me away how many businesses undervalue YouTube. Everyone will go out and do blogging, they'll write articles, hopefully using that sort of question and answer method I mentioned earlier, and stick those on a blog. But the number of business owners who won't then go and do a video version of that article and put it up on a dedicated YouTube channel blows me away, because, YouTube is something you shouldn't really be missing out on. Now, there are so many reasons why. I mean, obviously, the first one, a loyal following on YouTube in terms of subscribers. You'll get views that way. Your videos might show up when people are searching on YouTube. You could get featured in suggested videos next to other videos people are watching and start getting a whole lot of traffic that way. Or you could even actually rank well in Google organic search and people will click through to your video. So video really is, in some respects, at least in my opinion, the future of marketing. More and more video content is being consumed relative to the amount of text content. So if you're not doing YouTube, you're missing out on a really good thing. Now, you don't have to do these kind of talking to the camera videos. That's why I mentioned Screencastify before. You might be able to get away with just doing screen capture videos, just text, PowerPoint style presentations that you capture and upload. You could look at doing a sort of, moving picture video kind of creations. So there was a tool, called Content Samurai, for example. I think it's been renamed recently to Vidnami, that will allow you to basically take stock video clips, stock images, upload your own images and videos and combine them together to create interesting video clips that you can then go and do a voiceover for and upload them to YouTube. So you don't have to appear in front of the camera. There's tons of different options. You could even just do a sort of podcast style audio and just have a static image in the background and upload that to YouTube. But whatever business you're in, I don't think you can afford to overlook YouTube now. It's such a huge opportunity. It's such a big platform. There's so much demand on there. And if people are all being stuck at home with not much to do, well, you might find that the amount of people using YouTube around the world goes up even higher. So definitely invest some time and energy into promoting your business on YouTube. And I think you'll find that if you get started now, it's one of these things that's going to pay dividends over the long run. You'll find that even the videos you do early on are going to continue to grow in their view count over time, and it's a little bit like compounding interest in a bank account. Hopefully you found this video helpful. Basically, to recap, what I've tried to do is outline 10 effective tools that your business can use to grow through better digital marketing for free. Now, some of them, like Screencastify or Buffer or Answer the Public, have a pro option, but for most small to medium businesses, the free version is going to be more than adequate. And I think all you should do from here is go check them out, find the ones that are most relevant to your needs, and start learning how to use them. The biggest thing I can encourage you to do in the current climate, considering what's lurking on the economic horizon, is to start now on this kind of free marketing. Don't wait until it's too late. The warning signs are there, so check out these free platforms, these free tools, and start promoting your business now so that you can actually get a head start on the competition and you can actually try and get in before things get too bad. If you found this video helpful, please please consider subscribing, leave a comment if you've got any suggestions of your own, if you need any help. Otherwise, you can email me on info@samfrost.co.nz at any stage. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.